Again, my deep respect to Venerable Mahasankha and greeting all friends in Dhamma around the globe. I am Sophip Chok, live from Phnom Penh, today moderator for Dhamma discussion. Welcome to our Dhammika Live Dhamma Sandhana program. Before we begin our discussion, I would like to inform that this program brought to you by the Dhammika Live Foundation, led by Venerable Master Soktivi, who currently resides at Wat Kamara Pothiram, Seattle, in Washington state of the United States of America. This program purposely aimed at propagating the Buddha teachings in both language, Khmer and English. The language shifts interchangeably every Fridays at 8:30 p.m. Cambodian time and 6:30 a.m. Seattle time. Our main purpose is to disseminate Buddhism locally and internationally, to bring attention to the essence of the Buddha teaching that is applicable to the daily lives in society and especially among the youth, to promote peaceful and mindful living through ascetic concentration and wisdom. Today, we are very pleased to present to you very important topics, and at the moment it's during the the right time as well, called Katina Dāna, or in simple term we call the robe offering ceremony. So it is our great pleasure to discuss this topic. And indeed, I would like to inform to our Dhamma friend that we have conducted this topic as well last week, but in Khmer language. So for audience who could not follow the English, they have already listened, or they can go back to the live record in Khmer. But today we will be conducting our talk show in English, and it is such great privilege to have invited our three distinguished Dhamma speakers. Who are very well known on social media at the moment. So we are very pleased to introduce to you. First, we have Ponte Dhammasena Hasinghai. My great respect to Ponte. Ponte is the Executive Director of the Buddhism for Education of Cambodia, in short called BEC. Based in Bat Dambong province. The organization aims at supporting the Buddhist educational field by teaching the Buddhist moralities and human rights to children, youth, and people in general. Ponte have been actively taught literatures and Buddhist principles to monks and also lay people, as the course are also live on social media. Therefore, a lot of people have followed Ponte, and it seems like you have a lot of fans. So my great honor to have you join us tonight, Ponte. And second, we have Ponte Kassapa Hon Camera. My respect to Ponte. Ponte is the Executive Director of the International Cambodian Buddhist Center in Sri Lanka. Ponte is also the meditation trainer. Currently, Ponte resides at Vipassana Thurya Buddhist Center in Udong of Cambodia. But I believe tonight you are not in Udong, you are in province for important occasion. And we are so grateful that you allocate your time regardless you are on mission in province right now. Thank you so much, Ponte. And next we have invited Ponte Master Soktivi. Ponte is the founder of the Dhammika Lai Foundation, which is a non-for-profit organization aimed at promoting Buddha teaching. Ponte is leading and teaching Buddhism in English course to help Dhamma friends to have a better understanding of not only the English terminology, but also the Buddha teaching. And I'm so grateful to be one of his students as well. Thank you so much, Ponte. And Ponte latest publication is Dhamma terminology in Khmer Pali, Romanai Pali, and Khmer English. And it is a very useful reference for Dhamma students who want to dive deep further, the terminology. So currently, Ponte is residing at Wat Kamrak Pothiram, based in Seattle of the United States of America. So we have a great three Dhamma speakers join us. So I'm sure that our topic today will be dive deep, to help our Dhamma friend to have a better understanding of what is the robe offering ceremony, or in Pali called Katina Dāna. So without further ado, I would like to begin our discussion. And of course, I'm here to moderate, but please, Ponte, feel free and to interact among yourself as well. So my first question is going to Ponte Soktivi. Could you help us to understand what is a Katina Dāna, or a robe offering ceremony? Please, Ponte.
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, I would like to pay my homage and veneration to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. And again, my great respect to Venerable Dhammasena Hasinghai, live from Bat Dambong province, Cambodia, and Most Venerable Kassapa Hon Camera from Udong, Cambodia. Also greeting Sister Chok Supip, who is a moderator from Phnom Penh, and also all venerable monks and friends around the globe who are watching viewing our video discussion right now, as today we are celebrating Bon Katen. In Khmer we call Bon Katen, and in English term or internationally, Buddhists around the world call it Katina Dāna. So Katina Dāna refer to the ceremony in which people bring the robes and also along with other material requisites to offer to the monk just soon after the monk finish their 3 months rain retreat at the end of the Vasa. We call Vasa in Pali term. For Cambodian people also understand this word as Vasa, Vasa, Kai Vasa. So in the Pali, we call as a Vasa. When the Vasa finished, after the 3 months rain retreat of the monks, so this ceremony will begin on the next day of Vasa. And usually it's not just happened in Cambodia because it already happened since the Buddha's time. If we trace back in the time of the Buddha allowed this Katina Dāna to be conducted by the monks and also by the lay devotees at the end of the 14th Vasa, which means when the Buddha got enlightenment. So after the 14th Vasa of the Buddha himself, he allowed this Katina Dāna to be conducted by the monks, bhikkhus, and also the lay devotees, so that the monks the monks who have spent 3 months rain retreat, who have well observed the Vasa, will gain the benefit from their observance of Vasa. So it sounds like a a present or gift from the Buddha to the monks who have well practiced during the 3 month rain retreat. So I just explain in short and let the Venerable to add on to that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pante, for your explanation. And I would like to hear from Pante Singhai if you have anything to add here. And yes, I'm wondering as well, since Pante mentioned that this ceremony is celebrated since Buddha time. So whether this is celebrated elsewhere as well at the moment, aside from Cambodia or just Cambodia, please, Pante.
Okay, thank you very much. My respect to all the most venerable, especially Venerable Thiawi and Venerable Kassapa. Hello to Sister Sophia, and especially to all the viewers. And today I think a lot of you are coming to our show, and I think all of them understand that what we are talking, because this program already posted in our page, that we will discuss in English. So there is no any negative comment as I see now. Usually there is some comment, some kinds of negative comment, but I'm really happy that today every viewer really enjoy our show. And yes, our topic is about Katina. I would like to inform very special information, especially for our people living abroad in USA, in Europe, and in Australia, Canada. You know what about Cambodia now? Now the government opened the country. We say reopen the country. So even we are facing the COVID-19, but we got the full vaccination. Everyone got it, even 3 times of vaccination. So the government already opened the country that everyone can go anywhere, especially for any ceremony. We can do it now. Like Katina, at the first time, I think we could not do it, or even in temple. Last time I just announced my Katina. Usually I will do it in Battambang, and then we take it to my native town in Kampong Thom. So I'm very happy that I can celebrate this ceremony Katina with my fellow Buddhist fan. So that's great information. And actually it to be joyful for us as well, because the effort of the government, and we are together actually for this, for this success. Not we can't say success actually, but we have to live in this situation because everyone facing the same problem, not only in Cambodia but also around the world, that we are facing COVID-19, but they have to live in that situation. So it's a very, very optimistic and positive thing that the government opened the school, any event ceremony. So the question asked by Sister Supir, whether we celebrate Katina only in Cambodia or any other country as well. Actually, Buddhism is not only for Cambodia, but for around the world. And the population of the Buddhist fellow is a lot right now. If we look at the international percentage, we can see just a view, just a little. But actually, like in America or in UK or even in Europe, they don't claim themselves as Buddhists. You have to remember this. They don't claim that, oh, I'm Buddhist, and I have to announce to the world as a statistic or any percentage. They don't want to claim it, but they practice as a Buddhist. They even build a temple. They even become a monk. A lot of Buddhist monks in Europe, in UK or in Western countries, and they practice very strictly, like even better than us in Cambodia as well sometimes, So they also celebrate Katina as not only Katina for Theravadin's country. Theravada country like Sri Lanka, Cambodia, Thailand, Laos, Myanmar, but in Mahayana countries, Mahayana in the country that they believe in Mahayana, like Japan, Korea, they also have a robe offering ceremony as well. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Ponte. It's very interesting and exciting to hear. It's celebrated almost worldwide, especially among the
everywhere.
everywhere. Like
and
especially
the same thing. The duration, because in Vinaya Buddhist discipline we have 29 days of Katina time that the people have to do it. But the same thing is that. Even 29 days, but they can do only one day. Only one day. In Khmer, it's the same thing. 29 days, but only a single day that they can celebrate it. Any day between 29 days. Thank you.
Thank you, Ponte. And this leads me to the next question, and I would like to hand this question to Ponte Kasapa. How do Cambodian people celebrate this kind of ceremony? Indeed, Ponte Hasinghai mentioned a little bit earlier, but with your clarity, it would help us to understand more. How do Cambodian people celebrate it? And I understand you also live in Sri Lanka for a long time. So is there any difference within this celebration as well? Please, Ponte.
Yeah, thank you, sister.
Turn on the video, Kaspa. We cannot see you.
I think he's facing a very low speed connection. That's why no video.
I switch on, but let me do it again. Ready?
Maybe because of your internet, we could not see your face, but it's okay, Ponte. Your voice would be helpful for us to understand as well. Please, Ponte.
Okay, so I'm sorry for the technical issue. Yeah, the Katina ceremony, or as Honorable Soktivi and Hasinghai elaborated, the offering ceremony is celebrated everywhere in the world, especially the countries who are following the Theravadic tradition, but now it has been becoming a religious fashion that even the Mahayanic temples are celebrating the same ceremony. So in terms of culture, in terms of rituals and rites, there are similarities and differences between the Buddhist countries when it comes to performing a Katina ceremony. But the similarities are mentioned in the Vinaya Pitaka as two venerables mentioned that the Katina ceremony can be performed, can be conducted once a year, one times at one place, and there are many requirements to be fulfilled, that there is a monk at least or 2 months have to observe the rainy retreat and complete it very successfully. They have to train themselves very well. They have to keep their vows, no breaking the rules. In terms of rainy retreat, and so on. The duty of devotees have, has to be performed the same. They have to support the monks. They have to practice Buddhism. So simply in terms of rules and Buddhist practices are the same, even in Sri Lanka, even in Cambodia. When it comes to the monk rules, but the differences I show is, to be honest with you, Sri Lankans, they are more, they are more, how to say that what they do is not like, they don't create a very big ceremony like Cambodia. They have their own cultural practices. Like they have only, let me explain you, like, okay, they have only one robe. So before they bring the robe to the temple at night around like 7 or 8 o'clock, they invite monk to recite the Pirit chanting or giving a Dhamma talk. And while the monk doing the whole night chanting, so there are 10 monks, they having turn like from 10 o'clock to 12 o'clock. So they keep chanting the blessing verses of the Buddha. So until the early morning. So during that time, it's not the robe, it's just a white cloth. And there is a devotee who, came to the monk and confirmed that I will take the entire responsibility to do the ceremony. So he will take that robe, and if they are rich, they can make a chariot and decorate it, and they will travel around the village and let the others people to touch the robe and offer the money, or like it kinds of anumodana, or in Khmer we call it anumodana, like appreciate the goodies of others. So the duration depends on how big the village is. If the village is very big, the robe can be traveled until the early morning, 5 or 6 o'clock, until it reaches the temple. So, and after reaching the temple, it's just the white cloth. Then they offer to the monk, and given a bolsa, it is the white cloth. So you can make it as the Katina robe. So that then they dye it and they cut it and do everything. And after, during the lunchtime, the robe will be offered to the monk, and monk decided to whom that robe to be offered. So this is how the Sri Lankan practice entire the country. There are many robes, but they make the Katina robe very special and according to the Buddha time. And another special thing is during the Katina ceremony, what they do is like I can use it that they have during this every Katina ceremony at every temple in Sri Lanka, they organize a very opening ceremony. Like they decided before the 3 months, before the rainy retreat, that we have to complete something like construction like pagoda, like shrine. So they make it very, very, how to say that, it's not beautiful, but a very big ceremony that something has to be open during that time. So this is the make.
Thank you.
Then in Cambodia, yeah.
Yes. And then for Cambodia, how is it, Ponte, in comparison then?
The different I show is like our people are very generous. To be honest with you, to be honest, I don't want to compare, but when I am here, like our devotees are very generous because they offer the money during the Katina ceremony, and they bring a lot of robes, and very crowded. Many people come to the temple, and the procession is being made, and they go to the shrine, and very united when it comes to the practicing Katina ceremony. And the specific point that even, I don't know about Myanmar, maybe Venerable Sokti will elaborate, but in Sri Lanka, they don't practice that we offer a lot of money to the monks, because it is our tradition. It is our tradition, because in terms of scripture, there is no specific explanation by the Buddha that, okay, you have to offer money to the monk. No, it's kinds of national responsibility that temples need the money to be run, and the money can be offered, only during the Katina ceremony. So this is the way we practice in China, the world, not in Cambodia, even in United States, in Canada, and Australia, that Katina is time for us to raise the fund. So this is the specific point for Cambodia. But yeah, you might have different point, but this is the way we practice. So that's all from me.
Thank you so much, Ponte. And that brings me to a really yes.
Can I just interfere a little bit? I would like
please.
to. The comment from our viewer. I think it's very good if we have interact with our viewer. It's very good. I think. So I would like to read from Johnson. He said, "High respectful monks and lady, it is very useful to let overseas people to understand and know our Khmer traditional ceremony or other culture as well." អាត្មាសូមបកប្រែខ្មែរបន្តិចទៅណា ព្រោះកម្មវិធីយើងនេះកម្មវិធីញាតិញោមដឹងហើយកម្មវិធីនេះគឺអង់គ្លេសប៉ុន្តែអាត្មាបានចម្រើនពរញាតិញោមប្រាប់ថាជាកម្មវិធីផ្សាយពិសេសសម្រាប់បងប្អូនយើងនៅក្រៅប្រទេសហើយក៏ដូចជាប្រទេសកាន់ពុទ្ធសាសនាជាច្រើនហើយនេះអាត្មាបានទទួល comment ល្អមែនទែនពីញោមតាម page របស់យើងមក Johnson ឬក៏ញាតិញោមដទៃផ្សេងទៀតសូមអធិស្ឋានពីបងកម្មវិធីដើម្បីយើងមានហៅថាទំនាក់ទំនងជាមួយនឹងញាតិញោមឲ្យកាន់តែយល់ជាពិសេសគឺបងប្អូនសាសនានុសិស្សរបស់យើងពេលចូលមកស្ដាប់គឺបងប្អូនត្រូវយល់ថា what is Katina អ្វីទៅជា Katina Katina is robe offering អញ្ចឹងទៅយើងយល់ពាក្យហើយយើងចង់និយាយថាចុះទៅប្រគេនលោកមក offer to the monk អញ្ចឹងtemple មកអញ្ចឹងទៅយើងយល់យើងរៀនស្ដាប់ជាពិសេសគឺបងប្អូននៅក្នុង page របស់យើងហើយកូនចៅនៅស្រុកអាមេរិកក៏យល់ថាអូរដូវកាល Katina ហើយអញ្ចឹងនេះគាត់មានភាសាល្អមែនទេណាគឺថាសូមក្រាបថ្វាយបង្គំបដិយគុណអស់លោកស្រីកម្មវិធីនេះវាមានប្រយោជន៍ខ្លាំងមែនទេគាត់ថាអញ្ចឹង is very very useful to let overseas people បានន័យថាឲ្យអ្នកដែលរស់នៅក្រៅប្រទេសហ្នឹងបានយល់ដឹងហើយនឹងចេះដឹងអំពីប្រពៃណីបុណ្យរបស់ជាតិយើងជាពិសេសគឺវប្បធម៌របស់យើងនេះតាមភាសារបស់លោក Johnson ហើយមួយទៀតអាត្មាឃើញ comment ល្អមែនទេមកទឿងធៀងI would like to appreciate for this honorable and sister saying for sharing about English language to people around the world to know about Katina នេះបានមកពីណាដែរធៀងឈ្មោះធៀងល្អមែនទេណាគាត់សរសើរកម្មរបស់យើង
Thank you for helping to raise our audience comment and that's thing but I see that Ponte TV raise hand so I would like to
I did not see because I did not see
in case Ponte have anything to add please because I have another follow-up question with I want to pose as well but the floor to Ponte TV first
Yeah,
Good question.
yeah. Yeah, thank you, Venerable Hasing Hai, for reading our audience comment from
Right.
overseas, so we can
Right.
understand whether our program give benefit to the people in general or not. It's not just for Cambodian that we are
Right.
conducting our program for the purpose of all people around the globe to understand
Right.
about the Buddha's teaching. And when we come back to Katina, as Venerable Kassapa was mentioning earlier, that this ceremony originally it is not traditional. It does not belong to any culture. It does not belong to any country who practice Buddhism in the world. But it is based on the Buddha Vinaya, the Buddha disciplinary rule, that the Buddha himself allowed this Dāna for the sake of the monk and also for the sake of the lay devotees. So both of the people, both of the group, the bhikkhus and also the lay devotees can enjoy the 5 benefits for themselves differently. So just remind me about Katina Dāna in Myanmar. Venerable Hasing Hai also used to study there together. We know that, yeah, during the 10, it was very, very happy occasion, right? In Burma, I think. I mean, if we compare to Cambodia, it's almost quite similar because it's too happy. I mean, a lot of people.
I think it's not similar. It's not similar. Relatively, you know.
Yeah.
I remember because on the last day of the Katina in Swedagon, you know, the biggest stupa in Yangon. So they have, I don't know how to say, like Dambang. I don't know English. I'm sorry, Dambang. So the full night people have to do Dambang, so the whole night to have a rope to the Buddha. I think is so much different. That one, the last day.
You mute. What did you say?
Okay,
weaving.
Yeah,
weaving. Yeah.
Weaving the rope.
Weaving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Weaving.
Yeah, they weave and then also they sew the rope. So I mean, in Burma for Katina, it's such a happy occasion, and sometimes I used to travel to the countryside, especially in Daungji, you know, in Shan State, close to the Thai border. People march the Katina's procession, you know, throughout the town. So happy, a lot of people coming. And one thing I noticed about that they not just offer the rope, but everything, much more than we Cambodian people do. Everything. They offer even the machine, you know, for some temple they don't have the electricity. They offer machine, they offer sometimes even the car, you know, to the temple to use in the temple. A lot of things. I still have a lot of pictures from Katina in Burma. Maybe I will post it later. A lot of stuff I cannot count.
So what you get at that time when you join it? As I know, it's different, you know, different activity between state to another state. Like you mentioned you went to Shan State. It's very far from the Yangon city, next to the Thai border. I've never been there actually. I've been many years in Myanmar, but never been there. So I think it's much different activity. So what you get it from that one?
Yeah, I learned that like when Bokaspa was saying, it is a solidarity, you know, the spirit of coming together. No matter how people are busy for their work, but when Katina season arrives, they just come together and celebrate it very happily. They march the procession and they sing the song, and they do the chanting, you know, just very traditionally. That's why what I'm trying to differentiate here, not to make our audience confused, that originally Katina Dāna is Vinaya, based on the discipline of the Buddha, of the Buddha's teaching. But when it evolved from generation to generation, basically people practice it based on their own culture and tradition. They still do the robe offering, but adding on to that, on top of that, they also offer a lot of material requisites that they offer to the monk, not just the money. But in Cambodia, I think we people, you know, very popular, because when we think about Katina, we have to think about how much money we can donate to the temple. But it's not a necessary thing. Just let people understand that it's not always about the money. But when it comes to money, of course, just for the help for the support of the temple, maintenance of the temple, and also for the construction, and also for the usage of the monk. We call the 4 requisite Pachai Bun. So that way, it's from the people delight. They can offer as they want. It's not too, like too. We cannot say, okay, you have to have this much amount of money and then you can do Katina. So it's just the rumors and hearsay, and we people should not stick to that idea. When you have a piece of white cloth, like when Bokaspa mentioning in the time of the Buddha, the robe ceremony, people do not offer the complete robe like we are wearing, like we're selling in the shop right now. So sometimes lay devotee just brought the small piece of cloth or maybe the white cloth, and then they offer to the monks, and the monk know how to cut the robe, know how to sew, know how to weave the robe, know how to dye the robe in different colors. And that's the duty of the monks in the Buddha's time. So I just adding on to that. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Conte. And that is interesting. And indeed, I kind of agree or disagree a bit on the fact that for Cambodian, the way we celebrate, I feel when the Katina time come, we also feel excited. I think personally, when I was young, every time when there are ceremony like that, they are always what I don't know English called, but like a ting mong. Yes, there's Ting Mong, and then like Chayam. It's really fun. Yeah, Ponte. And then but I noticed like you mentioned about the challenges at the perception, how people when they come to celebrate the Katina, they always refer how much money. That is a bit challenging. But beyond that, I think there are some misconception around this, and I would like to post this misconception to all Ponte to help clarify, because when I was young, or even not just when I was young, even just 5 years ago, when I start, I feel so excited, and I know that my grandma, she's really a great Buddhist. She always want to do good deed. She want to offer things to the pagoda, etc. So I support her, and I want to organize the Katina Dāna. And then suddenly there are a lot of like message come to me. Oh, you are young, you could not do that, you could not be the one who lead it. And then I feel but I feel so I feel so grateful to do it. Why not? Why young is matter. So I would like to hear from all Ponte here, if this is if there's any such a thing that young people cannot organize the robe offering ceremony, or only old people, for example. So please, Ponte, to clear this rumor.
May I ask? Yes, thank you, Sophia. How about I want to know where you got that rumor, where the place that you celebrate that Katina, and where is it? Maybe not in Batam.
At that time, I came from Kampong Cham province, so at the time, I want to organize. And then some older people just say, oh, you are young, you should not be the one who lead it. Often it's the old, not the young. And then I feel, why there's such a restriction on age, to do a good thing.
Maybe I want to say to Varabhakavi, you are from Kampong Cham the same. So can you clarify that?
Okay, I heard from the old people. Really? I heard from the old people. It's not it's not something Buddhist. It's something the rumor from the elders, and in fact there were people who said that, but we have to understand the real meaning why they said it. I heard the elder monk, he said it in the same way that some people, they say that when people, they have not got married yet, if they're still single, they should do Katina. They say one thing, but the real meaning is that because in our country people are very poor, so they have to save money in order to have a wife, in order to have a husband. So if they spend all the money to do the Katina, then they don't have money for their marriage. This is one thing.
But I think I
right?
don't
Yeah.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with it. I don't
Yeah,
agree.
just a hearsay, and I
Okay,
clarify about it, and they said this is also
Yeah.
one reason they produce this idea that people who not get married yet should save the money, and you don't need to go to Katina, let the old people do it, right? So this is just one reason, but I mean this is just the idea of the people. It's not the fact.
I
Okay.
tell people. Mhm.
Yeah, you have anything to
Right.
add? You can go.
I I really want to discuss very very detailed and philosophically. I think what about Kashpa? He got a lot of idea about that. What about Kashpa? Could you please? What about Kashpa? All right.
Yep.
But
Do you hear me?
yeah, sure, please.
So you want me to answer the question
Yeah,
whether
yeah,
that is ceremony can be, practice can be conducted by everyone or not, or just only by the, elderly people. So there are 2 points that we have to make very clear, and we have to draw a very distinctive line between the Buddhist philosophy
problem with the connection.
and social
I think Conte,
Well,
misconception. And as TV said, let me is
Kaspa, you might turn off your video and then you might just only have voice.
can you hear me? So the misconception. Now you can hear me?
Yeah, it's
yes,
better.
now better.
Okay,
Conte.
can you hear me?
Yes, now it's better. Please,
Okay,
Conte.
okay. So first we have to understand how people like create that, I call it, I don't want to use misconception, I use it conception and ideas about, something can be done, something cannot be done. So the idea is brought to the people when they have kinds of mental wanting defense mechanism that, okay, we don't want others to do that, so we will create something to block or not allow people to do. Because Venerable Saktivi said they have their own interpretation when it comes to do the religious ceremony, and the ideas is not just from the right interpretation from the right people, so it kinds of misunderstanding between the group. So like in Cambodia, the opening ceremony of the shrine, that the same how to say that, the same, I forgot the term, no, the people who born on the same year or belonging to the same animal, cow and cow, they cannot to be together, they will have a clash or so. Yeah. So there are many ideas related to that, but the thing is, because when it comes to ourselves, we don't know how to react to it as young generation. Even my parents, even the adult around us, this is the way they internalize ideas to us. So, but what I want to say, but those ideas are now has been eradicated. So because the young generation are very smart and they are very clever, and the social media is very broad and everyone can access to it. It's one thing, but in terms of Buddhist philosophy, the Katina ceremony is very simple. It's very, very simple. to be honest. And when you profoundly study about the Vinaya Pitaka, so even monks can do that. You can bring some robe, and it kinds of, for me, from when I read the scripture, it's a family ceremony, to be honest. When it comes to the robe offering ceremony, it's a family ceremony that we can do within our monastery. Even Venerable Soktivi can come to my temple, can do it, and he can bring some robe and offer to us. But now it's become a very, one of the biggest ceremony in the country, because this is the way we attract the young generation, which attract the people to run and to support the temple. So I don't have specific explanation on that, because I see it as a social interaction, social interpretation of the way how the people interact and how the people attract and how the people, explain to the young generation. So that's all from me.
Yeah, thank you, Ponte, and I believe that Ponte Hassinghai have something to add. But before that, I just like to connect to our Dhamma friend question on Dhammika Live page. Sister Pon Pasuka, she raised a question to all Ponte. I mean, first, her first question go to Ponte Hassinghai is how to have a proper Katina Dāna. And for Ponte Soktivi is why monk in some monasteries still asking for Katina Dāna from the villager, even if it's not the proper way. And for Ponte Kassapa, and that question would be asked at the end as well, is what is the main message for the young generation to remember about Katina Dāna. So maybe linking to what we are just discussing now about the myth or the misconception, or from Ponte Kassapa mentioned that it's just a social interaction or interpretation about the ceremony. So do you have anything to clear that perception? Link with Sister Pasuka question, please, Ponte.
Thank you. I think all those misconceptions is really affect to our community, to our society, especially for the young generation. As we know, young generation is very important for our nation and for our Sasana, our Buddhism, because our Buddhism and nation will rely on those generation. But why the people say that the good thing should not be done by the young children? In the specific cases that happened to Sister Josephine, that you heard about that, oh, you are still young, you cannot do Katina. It's the wrong. I don't think any reason that people should say that. Why they say that? I don't understand it. That's why we have to, I mean that say something that is not the right thing to do. It's not the right thing to spread out. So why people still spread out that misconception? Why? So, I don't understand it about Cambodia situation. Good thing should be done for everyone, every age, for every children. Like we are, the mature, we are adult, we are, the old people should play a very important role, to show to all our generation and encourage them, to support them, to join like Katina or any religious activity, especially the traditional activity, so they will understand it. Oh, now I have to go to temple, and why I go to temple, mommy? Why I go to temple, daddy? Why we have to do Katina? So we have to explain and encourage them. Even, for example, if I have the children, I have to ask them, oh, my children, please hold the rope. Oh, you will get a lot of blessing when you join the activity and when you touch the rope. So the blessing will come to you, and you will be smart. If you go to school, you will learn a lot. Oh, you are very smarter because of your activity. So I think this way that people will have to spread out. So why still spread out that misconception to our people? I think it's very harmful to our nation, our Sasana. Why they don't encourage people, young children, to do it? This is good thing, good thing. not smart និយាយខ្មែរមកក្តៅពេកពេលខ្លះក្តៅណាអត់ទេវីអង្គនៅអាមេរិកនិយាយខ្មែរមកខ្ញុំខ្លះនិយាយខ្មែរទៅពេលខ្លះចង់ឲ្យពោពាក្យមិនគេចេះតែនិយាយមកអញ្ចឹងហើយអ្នកខ្លះនៅអាមេរិកអញ្ចឹងខ្លះក្មេងៗអត់ដែលធ្វើនោះនិយាយទៀតអាទៅដល់ស្រុកអាមេរិកហើយនៅតែថាអេចៅអេទូចនៅទូចកុំធ្វើកឋិនទេខ្លះនៅនិយាយចឹងនៅស្រុកខ្មែរហើយសម័យជឿនលឿនប៉ុណ្ណឹងអំពើល្អហ្នឹងគឺត្រូវតែសាបព្រោះជាពិសេសគឺក្មេងៗត្រូវតែយល់ដឹងថាអំពើល្អយ៉ាងម៉េចហើយហែកឋិនដីធ្វើកឋិនដីណាត្រូវតែធ្វើទាំងអស់គ្នាណាចង់និយាយថាកឋិននោះគឺសេចក្តីល្អជួយត្រួតត្រងពុទ្ធសាសនាហើយមួយទៀតជាប្រពៃណីពាក្យថាប្រពៃណីប្រទេសណាក៏មានប្រពៃណីរបស់ខ្លួនអញ្ចឹងធ្វើទាំងអស់គ្នាទៅ very simple question answer thank you I don't answer another question
that's interesting I mean yeah, that's interesting. Even here, some our elderly people they still brought this idea to this land, you know. So yeah, I have experience. I heard about it, so I try to correct them by telling them the truth that this is just a rumor from one generation to another. And right now, we should encourage our younger generation to come and celebrate Katina, Dāna. And so I try my best to promote about Katina ceremony here. We publish, we post in English. We have the Dhamma talk in English, and also I compose the songs about Katina Dāna just for the sake of education, because not many songs have been written about Katina Dāna, you know, because it's not a traditional rituals. It's a Buddhist disciplinary practices. So that's why I see the lack in this. I try to compose some songs just for the sake of education, so that our people who, especially the younger generation who are interested in listening to the song, they can learn something from the song as well, you know. So this is how we as a monk can do to you know, to give the right information. We cannot blame for, you know, the previous wrong misconceptions, but we can change it right now by starting to propagate the right information, give the right message to our younger generation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Phante. So it's clear that it's not about age, you know, everyone can do it. And but yeah, I saw Phante Kasapa raise hand. So please, Phante.
I think hopefully you can hear me and see my face.
Could hear you clearly, Phante.
I want to answer the question raised by Sister. I'm sorry, but Pasuka. First was raised to Honorable Hatsingai, but I would like to answer how to have a proper Katina Dāna. One thing you have to remember is Katina Dāna must be done by devotee. So whether the monk has observed the rainy retreat successfully or not, whether they are following the Vinay rule or not, or after accepting your robe, whether they will follow the proper Vinay rules or not, it is not our business. It is monk's business. Our business is to make a robe, or you can buy it and offer it out of pure intention, with kind generosity that this robe will be useful for the monk. Okay, and don't be worried that we won't be benefited, we won't get the good result of offering the robe to the monks who are not practicing the real Buddhism. No, it's not about that. It's about your intention. So that is Buddhism. So the second question is, yes, according to, why monk in some monasteries still asking for Katina Dāna from villages, even it is not proper way. There is a rule that that is why you have to differentiate between the Upasampada monk and the Samanera. Samaneras, they can ask or inform you that this day, on this day, the ceremony of the temple will be celebrated. Okay, and there are some, how to call it, there are some Upasampada monks, if they don't observe the rainy retreat, they are allowed to ask and guide the villagers to organize the ceremony at their temple. But there are only a monk, only one monk that he's not allowed is who observe the rainy retreat at this temple, and he is Upasampada Bhikkhu. He is not allowed to even say, okay, Sister Chasupiep, my Katina ceremony on this day, can you come? No, they even cannot talk about that. But if the people ask, Venerable Sir, when is the Katina ceremony? Okay, you can tell them to come. Monks at the temple, they can tell the people when the people ask. So that is why I would like to ask you, you have to make a very distinctive line between monks who don't observe the rainy retreat, Samane and Bhikkhu, and the monk who observe the rainy retreat and staying at their temple.
Just add to that question. What nowadays people use Facebook, and the monk just send through the message, just send the program directly. They don't say anything. They just keep sending the message to the group or whatsoever. Is that the right thing to do?
According to the rule, it's wrong. If he is the monk who observe the rainy retreat, it's wrong. Like even by gesture, you cannot tell the people that this is the day of my Katina ceremony day. But on Facebook, we can post. But the ceremony or the organizing committee, otherwise you cannot post. I mean, the monk that himself who observed the rainy retreat and has completed it successfully, you cannot do it. But as you said,
some people, they blame the monk. They said, oh, you have Katina at your temple and you never tell me. That's why I don't know. I just saw you celebrate it. Why didn't you tell me? They blame to the monk for not telling them, So that sometimes people, they don't understand the Vinaya.
You're absolutely correct.
We can do it, but it's just not for our own temple or the temple where we take the rainy retreat, but we can do it for another temple. Monks can do it. For example, me, I can do it, Katina, to my temple in Kampong Thom. Okay, very good. Nothing wrong. Can do it. Okay. So
it's not for yourself. It's
right, exactly.
If you do it for yourself, you cannot announce it, But if you try to do it for others, for other temple, the temple which you do not spend the vasa at, so you can do it.
Thank you so much. It sounds like it's not just about understanding the certain restriction of virya, in the Buddhism script, but also in the modern time, with the social media age. So Ponte's question is really helpful, because sometimes, yes, in the text it say that, but now with Facebook, if the monk post this, is it wrong? So thank you for posing that question. But it linked with Sister Pasca question. Indeed, I also want to ask Ponte about what are the do and don't on this occasion. Indeed, Ponte raised a certain point already, but if there are any element that you would like to also clarify or add, so that our Dhamma friend can better understand, on this occasion, what we as the Buddhist or the devotee should understand, these are the things that we should do, or these are the things that we should not do during this occasion. Please, Ponte. Maybe Ponte Hatsinghai, please.
For me, I think I don't say what I don't want to say that should do this and should not do that. I don't want to say exactly, really. But what I want to say is that the Katina of our Cambodian tradition is very special for our tradition that we have to do together. Even some people, I mean, the Buddhists themselves, they say we should not do it. Like we have the music, you know, we have like many things that they don't have. Miền thầy dầm miền ai class nó kỳ thao riêng mình xóm đi ai miền tàu nâu na nâu này lan này trang kỳ thao về class đôi chỉ mình xóm đi. Some people could decide about it, but actually it's not it. We should together. You know, sometimes the old people they feel not comfortable with that activity, but for the young, you know, for the young themselves with their friends, they really enjoy it. So just let them do it. Just let them do it, and I think it's very beneficial that they can go to temple together. You know, even dancing, dancing on the truck, on the van. So let they do it, no problem. Or they sing because you know our tradition, they have the song, the music about Katina. You know, many songs that composed to support. I mean, to encourage the young, the young people to join. You know, many things that we can hear, we can understand in this Katina season. So please do it together. Enjoy it. And then as we are Khmer children, Khmer generation, young generation, we have to, you know, preserve and maintain our tradition. Sometimes we should not think that, oh, this is just only Buddhist. No, not really Buddhist. Not really Buddhist. We are Buddhists. We have to do it according to Vinaya. Exactly. But Vinaya Katina only for the monk. We have to, you know, we have to celebrate in this way. Some people say, oh, it's not about you. It's not about monk. The monk who stay in temple, who observe the three rainy retreat for 3 months. So if the monk themselves take the 3 months rainy retreat completely, so they can accept and make a Katina in Vinaya. So it's not concerning with the Buddhists who take the robe to the monk. យើងសម្រាប់ពុទ្ធបរិស័ទយើងគ្រាន់តែថាយកចីវរជាកឋិនគេហៅថាកឋិនចីវរហែទៅប៉ុណ្ណឹងទេមិនថាឡើងកឋិនមិនយល់មិនសំខាន់ទេប៉ុន្តែសំខាន់ចិត្តបុណ្យរបស់យើងអញ្ចឹងធ្វើទាំងក្មេងទាំងចាស់ទាំងប្រុសទាំងស្រីទៅធ្វើទាំងអស់គ្នាទៅហើយរឿងកឋិននៅលើព្រះសង្ឃតើលោកអ្នកគ្រប់គ្រងនៅក្នុងវត្តលោកអ្នកបដិបត្តិធម៌វិន័យធ្វើយ៉ាងម៉េចឲ្យត្រូវទៅតាមសង្ឃកម្មរបស់លោករឿងលោកកឋិនមិនកឋិនរឿងលោកប៉ុន្តែរឿងយើងគឺត្រូវតែយកចីវរទៅប្រគេនព្រះសង្ឃដោយក្តីសប្បាយរីករាយដោយអំណរសាទរដោយមានមោទនភាពថាយើងជាអ្នកទ្រទ្រង់ពុទ្ធសាសនានិងប្រពៃណីជាតិរបស់យើងប៉ុណ្ណឹងចប់ Thank you.
Thank you, Phante. Very interesting. And I saw Phante Kaspa raise hand, or is it the previous hand? Or
it was before one, I think. But
thank you, Phante. But I saw Sister Pasaka have a follow-up question. I'm not sure Phante have seen it.
I see. I'm trying to add that.
Yes,
Sister Pasaka, the specific point that you have to understand is, but before I go in that, I would like to add to what Venerable Hatsingha has elaborated. Yes, there are two different stories of Katina: monks' responsibilities and devotees' responsibility. Devotees' responsibility is to offer the robe.
Exactly.
In addition to the robe, we can offer anything they want. It's totally fine, because generosity is still generosity. Whether you practice it during the Katina day or Pyomban day or Khmer New Year day or whenever you practice, it's still the generosity and it's still the merit. But especially the Katina is become a special, essential ceremony because it's very rare one, and it is also recommended by the Buddha. But gaining consequences of offering the robe or not, because of the monks following the rule or not, no, it doesn't happen. you will be receive the merits. If the monk break the rainy retreat, or if they lied, or as we said that if they inform you, no, like in Khmer Kaṭhina, like in English, that the Katina will won't be successfully achieved. It's not the devotee's story. It's not the devotee's business. It's our business. It's our business. The technical translation is Katina successfully achieve, or successfully perform, or successfully fulfill the purpose of. I mean, there are the elements when it comes to the Vinay. So it's very strict when it comes to Vinay. So and what I want to say answer to her question is, yes, it's wrong if a monk. Yeah, it's wrong if a monk who observed the rainy retreat tell you, or making a gesture, oh, please come to help me on my Katina ceremony. It's also wrong. I want to answer her question, but yeah, it's wrong. Not just informing, or not just invitation, or just ask come to help, or just ask come to even to see. It's wrong. But you still have the opportunity to offer the robe. It doesn't matter, because there are some monks. There are some monks who keep the rules. Okay, for example, there are 100 monks observe the rainy retreat, and there are 5 monks invited the people to come. The Katina is still can be successfully achieved. Even 1 monk who keep the rule. I think, yeah, understandable. That's all from me.
Yes, thank you.
But the thing is, the monks who break the rule won't receive the consequences of Katina. And we have time. Yeah, that's all from me.
Thank you. Phante TV raise hand. You have anything to add, please?
Yeah, I just want to answer the question you raised about do's and don'ts. So actually, the important thing is to understand the real meaning of Katina, and also get the right message around Katina ceremony. This is the important thing that every Buddhist should know. For our responsibility, our duty is to understand what is Katina and how to do it. This is so important. This is a do, a must do that you should try your best to learn. That's why we conducting the program here in English for those who cannot understand Khmer. Hopefully you can understand what is Katina ceremony, how to do it. And so whenever Katina ceremony, the season of Katina has come, you should join in order to witness how people do it, how people practice it. On top of that, we have to understand, we have to learn from the Buddha's teaching originally. You have to read the sutta, you have to read the Vinaya to understand better. But here I would like to just outline the 5 unique characteristics of Katina ceremony, which differentiate this ceremony from other ceremonies. It is different from other ceremony based on 5 factors. Okay, so let me tell you just 5 factors, which are the main differences of Katina Dāna to other ceremonies in Buddhist rituals. So one thing, it is different based on the time, Kala. That's why sometimes we call it as a Kala Dāna, Kala Tien. It is a timely rituals. It is a timely festival, right? Because soon after the monk finishes their rain retreat, that time, during the rainy season. So in the Buddha's time, because they don't have so many robes, and they usually get soaked, get wet, so they need more robes to exchange. So that's why it is called a timely occasion, a timely offering, when the monks are in need of robe. So people, lay devotee, brought the robe and offered to the monks. And that's why it become, in our idea, it is a timely occasion. On the other hand, why it is called a timely occasion? Because it can be conducted only within 29 days, as all Venerable mentioned earlier. Katina Kala, the season of Katina lasts only for 29 days. In Khmer, we call ពីថ្ងៃ100ខែអាសត់ដល់ថ្ងៃ15កើតខែកដិកគឺបានតែ29ថ្ងៃនឹងគាត់ only 29 days that Katina Dāna lasts. So the first day of Katina start from the very first day after the exit of Vasa. ចេញវាសាមួយថ្ងៃគឺដល់ដល់កឋិនតែម្ដង. So it is a timely occasion. We cannot celebrate Katina Dāna beside this duration, this period of time, because it already been allowed by the Buddha himself as a Katina Kala. Even if you do the same ritual, you bring the robes and you call it Katina Chivara and you offer to the monks, but it is not in the period of 29 days. So your offering of robe, it cannot be called as Katina Chivara, right? Cannot be called as Katina Chivara. It may be called as a Chivara Dāna, okay? Chivara Tien. យើងមិនអាច call ថា Katina Chivo ទេ ប្រសិនបើហួសពីកាល 29 ថ្ងៃហ្នឹង ហ្នឹងហើយ ទោះបីជារូបភាពដូចគ្នា បងស្បៃត្រី Chivo ដូចគ្នាក៏ដោយ So just want to clarify in Khmer a little bit. That is why it's called a timely occasion, because it lasted only for 29 days. Okay. Secondly, the second factor, Katina Dāna is unique based on the materials that people have to offer in order for the monks to perform Katina Kamma. Okay, Katina Kamma. Katina Kamma. So, what are the materials that is necessary for Katina? There are 3 necessary kind of robes that need to offer to the monks to do Katina. One is the Sankadi. Sankadi is the double, the upper double layer robes. Double layer. Sankadi double layer robe. This is a Sankadi. It's one thing that people usually offer. The second material of robe is Chivara. Chivo is the outer robe here, like we are wearing right now. It's a chivo, right? The outer robe. And then another one is sabang, andravasaka. Andravasaka. This is the inner robe. Sabang គឺជាន់ខាងក្នុងដែលលោកស្លៀកដោយសម្ពុតហ្នឹង the inner robe. So these are the 3 main necessary requisite or robes that people need to offer for Katina. And then on the third factor, for the third factor, Katina is unique based on the receiver. Based on the receiver, not everybody, not every monk can perform the Katina based on your offering. Only the Bhikkhu who have fully observed the 3 months rain retreat without any break. Right? When they fully observe the rain retreat for 3 months at any compound of the monastery, only then they can be the receiver of your Katina Chivara. They can perform the Katina Kamma. So this is the third thing. It's not just in general like the Samanera or the novice monk can. This is basically based on the Vinaya. Let's not, our audience confuse that the novice or the small monk cannot get your offering. They can get the offering only after the Sangha, the community of monks have shared to them later after the Kamma, after the Sangha Kamma. Okay, for the fourth factor, so the Katina, yeah, the fourth factor, Katina Dāna is unique based on the performance of the monk. It's not simple as any other ceremony or any other offering. For any other ceremony, people just bring the food or bring the material and offer to the monks. Then the monk do a little bit of monk scroll or chanting, then it's finished. But for Katina, after the monk got your robe, they have to perform their monastic rituals, monastic procedure based on the Vinaya. So only the monks who are well versed or skillful in Vinaya, they can do it. That's why it is very unique in terms of performance of the monk. And finally, the last one, the Katina Dāna is unique based on the benefits and the sangsa. So the donors who are offering, who are conduct Katina Dāna, gain the 5 benefits. Maybe the Venerable can say about the 5 benefits of Katina. And the monks who receive Katina Dāna also can gain the 5 benefits. But they're not the same, okay, for the benefit of the monk and also the benefit of the donors. They're different. But both of the people, both the monk and the lay devotee, they enjoy the 5 benefits, right? So this is something which is very unique about Katina Dāna. So let me just make it short again. Katina Dāna is very unique based on the 5 factors. One thing is about the time, 29 days. Second thing about the materials, vatu, only for 3 kinds of robes, the double layer robes, the outer robe and the inner robe. And thirdly, it's specific, unique about the receiver, padikahaka. And fourthly, kicha, about the Katina kicha or the sangakama. And finally, about the anisangsa, the benefit. Thank you.
Thank you so much for a very comprehensive sharing, and I hope our Dhamma friend who follow can benefit from this discussion. But I could see the comment from our Dhamma friend, many people appreciate having this talk show, and they have learned, and there are a number of Dhamma friends and from our class as well, like Sister Dani, Sister Katina, and also other Dhamma friends like Hong Leta. But we have one question here from our Dhamma friend Chia Sok Hari. Indeed, the question have been addressed earlier because we have discussed like the question, could the young and single do Katina? Indeed, Ponte have clarified earlier, there's no limit on this kind of good deed. Everyone can do it, regardless single or married or young or elder. But the second question, I think we also discussed, but maybe our Ponte would like to add anything. I would like to read the question. Could we use the contribution generating from Katina to help the monk on their study and other necessary needs apart from building the temple? So any Ponte would like to answer this question, please?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Can
please.
I answer? Okay. Actually, it's very, very good question, and I actually want to say in Khmer, it's better, but okay, I will speak in Khmer first. តាមពិតតើតើនៅសំណួរនោះល្អមែនទែនព្រោះចង់និយាយថាដោយយើងភាសាពីខាងដើមអញ្ចឹងកឋិនដោយច្រើនគេថាដើម្បីកសាងនេះកសាងនោះហ្មងជាសឹងទៅថាខ្លាយទៅជាគេហៅថាជាអីគេដូចជាហ្នឹងតែជាគំនិតមួយជា concept មួយរបស់ពុទ្ធបរិស័ទយើងហើយមែនទេទៅមិនមែនតេតងទាំងការកសាងទេឬកឋិនទេប៉ុន្តែក៏មិនខុសដែរណាមិនមែនថាខុសទេណាមិនរឿងខុស it's not wrong actually it's not wrong there is the reason that people collect the money or have the Katina ceremony to collect some fund to build the temple or to do some building in temple is nothing wrong, but exactly it is the benefit of the monk who observe the 3-month rainy retreat actually មែនទេទៅបើយើងនិយាយព្រឹកឋិនកាត់ឡើងដោយសារមានព្រះសង្ឃគង់នៅចាំព្រះវស្សាអស់ត្រីមាស3ខែអញ្ចឹងគឺជាអានិសង្ឃរបស់លោកទេបានន័យថាលោកដែលខំចាំវស្សាអស់3ខែហ្នឹងគឺត្រូវបានទទួលកឋិនអញ្ចឹងបើតាមរឿងជាក់ស្ដែងហ្នឹងគឺចង់និយាយថាទាំងជីវរក្តីទាំងគេហៅថាបរិខាកឋិនក្តីវាត្រូវតែប្រគេនព្រះសង្ឃនៅក្នុងដែលគង់ចាំវស្សាហ្នឹងឬក៏គណៈកម្មការក្តីព្រះគ្រូចារការក្តីត្រូវតែចាត់ចែងគេហៅថាសង្ឃលៀបណាឬក៏កឋិនលៀបហ្នឹងចង់និយាយចឹងទៅថាប្រគេនចំពោះព្រះសង្ឃព្រះអង្គអ្នកក្រាក្រងក្តីភិក្ខុសាមណេរជាអ្នកនៅក្នុងវត្តហ្នឹងគួរតែបានចំណែកអីចឹងទៅឲ្យបានច្រើនចឹងទៅ មែនទេវាគួរតែអញ្ចឹងប៉ុន្តែអាត្មាក៏ពិបាកនិយាយដែរចង់និយាយថាដោយសារអីដោយសារនៅតាមវត្តកសាងនោះអញ្ចឹងទៅចង់មិនចង់គឺថាប្រជាអធិការក្តីគណៈកម្មការក្តីព្យាយាមរកកឋិនឲ្យបានច្រើនដើម្បីមកដោះបំណុលក្នុងវត្តហ្នឹងបើសិនខ្លាយទៅជាទម្លាប់ទៅវិញ
Sorry, Ponte, can you speak in English so that you know, in case our Dhamma friend who follow, they can case what you are trying to explain to please. Oh.
Some host internet is not working. Maybe when Paul Hasing Hai, yeah, he got stuck right now. Yeah, something wrong with his internet. Maybe. Can you still hear us, Adi?
No, we cannot. We are not hearing him.
Yeah, both Sister Charles Pip and Venerable Hasing Hai have gone. I think both of them have gone. Okay, maybe you can add about that question. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, but I have to say it in English.
Yeah.
So, robes and in addition to the benefits or requisites or goods offered by the devotees to the monk on the day of the Katina ceremony at the particular temple, you know, are belong to the monks, including money. But it is a monk's decision. It's a collective decision that how should we use the money. If they collectively make a decision that it is solely for the construction, yes, it is for the construction. But normally, you know, to the best of my knowledge, they divide the contributions, the donation to different parts of the temple. You know, monk food, monk study, they do that. But because the main point is the construction, so they might spend much more for the construction part. But another big issue is it is not a monk's issue. There is a organizing or management board of the temple. They make a decision by themselves and they impose on the monk. But in reality, this is the monk decision and this is the monk benefits.
Excuse me, Ponte, I could not hear you. I'm not sure if it was my internet or it was Ponte internet.
No, your internet, I think. We're still talking right now. Yeah.
Okay, so
okay, thank you.
Yeah. So what I want to say, Sankalip is for the monk, and they have a very, I call it a very peaceful and collective responsibility to share with everyone, including robes. So the donation can be shared to every monk if the monk come to an agreement. So that's all from me.
Yeah, thank you. I think Venerable Hasing Hai has a problem with his computer. And Sister Charles Pip, can you hear us? Yeah. Okay, so I think I see the comment of some friends. They ask the same question about the age limit, like what limit of age can arrange the ceremony. So we already answered that question that doing any bond or ceremony, age is not limited. So it's just rumors and hearsay. So we should get the right understanding from now. Don't believe the rumors that only old people or this group of people can arrange Katina, or maybe the young people or those who are single. when they do Katina, Dāna, they cannot, have a family life or gain bad luck or something. No, it does not go that way. So just to keep in mind that when it comes to the Buddha's teaching, there is nothing wrong with doing good, right? When you have good volition to do good, so do it regardless of whatever rumors. And also because it's just the idea of the people from one generation to another. That's why I encourage people to study, to investigate, and do more research about Katina Dāna. In the Vinaya Pitaka also does not say about age. It just only say about the monks spend the rain retreat and they have faced some hardship during that time. So they need robes, they need more extra robe to use because of the rainy season. And also because of their hardship, their difficulty during the rain retreat in getting food, in getting the four requisite. So that's why the Buddha allowed this benefit for the monk to gain donation from the people based on that. So this is the reason behind the Katina ceremony, which has been practiced from one generation up to today. So it's nothing talk about the limit of age or the discrimination between people and and so on, and nationalities of countries. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Ponte, and my apology because of my internet speed earlier, it got cut a bit. But I hear that Ponte had to clarify the question from our Dhamma friend again and again, because the perception that people question about their age, whether they can organize or celebrate the Katina Dāna or not, because there are always the hearing or the rumor saying that, well, you are young, you cannot do it. So like my experience I mentioned earlier. So thank you so much, Ponte. And given the time as well, I would like to give the floor to ex-Ponte, maybe in short, your final message, about this ceremony, and any advice to younger generation to uphold this value of Katina Dāna as well. Ponte, first to Ponte Kaspar, please.
Okay, so the first point we have to understand is we create a very confidence and faithfulness to the Buddha's words, because what we are practicing is according to the Buddha, because Katina ceremony, Katina robes offering is recommended and set by the Buddha to the monk. So what I want to say, not only Katina ceremony, whatever we do, we have to have a very great confidence in the Buddha, that, and this is what he asked us to do. We have to follow. We have to follow his advice. If we have a great inspiration or aspiration to attain enlightenment. This is one point. And another point is, generosity is a part of the enlightenment if we purposely, intentionally, willingly want to practice, want to attain enlightenment. And what I want to say to not young generation, what I want to say is, nobody has enough. Nobody has enough. If we keep criticizing that, okay, there is a rich people, there is a billion people, and they don't give to anyone, they don't share their wealth, their money. But we never ask ourselves that even 100 of real, I mean, my money, or 1 pen, or 1 biscuit, that we are not that generous to share with our family, with our friend. And we never train ourselves to be happy, look at others practicing good thing. So when we understand is that if we are not that generous to share what we have, even a little bit, how the rich people, how the billionaires, how the millionaires are ready to share. So the question here is, what we learn is we learn to cultivate the generosity. This is what we have to practice during Katina ceremony. So that's all from me, Sister Josephine.
Thank you, Ponte, and the floor to Ponte TV, please. Your last message to our Dhamma friends, please, Ponte.
Yeah, my last message for Katina ceremony, as nowadays the Katina season is still going on. I think until November, I don't remember the date. So it's still like 2 more weeks to go. Yeah, until nearly the end of this November. So 2 more weeks, around 2 more weeks to go. So if you have time, you can, go and join and see for yourself, witness the ceremony, how people do it, especially, throughout Cambodian temples, even in America, in Australia, in France, and people in Cambodia too now, as they already open. So every temple, they must have a Katina ceremony. In every temple, they do celebrate the Katina ceremony. So if you like to see it for yourself, go and see it and join, You don't need to worry about if you have money or not, if you have brought some robe to join Katina or not. Even you don't have anything in hand, just go and have the temple by, rendering a service to care about the, taking care about the staff, or just devote your time to have the temple with setting up or cleaning up. That also would be great, a kind of contribution for the Katina Dāna, not just about the money and bringing the robe, okay? Because this ceremony, as far as I observe, it has become the spirit of solidarity, the spirit of coming together and enjoy and be happy. It's very auspicious occasion, especially when people come together to do good together, to do offering together. People seems to be very happy. That is why we use the word as Kaṭhina Samaki, Bon Kaṭhina Maha Samaki, etc. So this is explain that as Buddhists around the globe, not just Cambodian people, we must work hand in hand in order to make progress to our community, to support our temple, and especially to support the monks. If the monks do not have enough requisite, they also cannot dwell happily, they cannot practice well, they cannot have energy to study, they don't have resources to support their study. That's why your donation is really meaningful for the monk, to support their lifestyle, to support their education, to support their practice in the Buddha Sasana. Finally, I wish everybody to be happy, to be blessed with the blessings of the Buddhas, the Dharma, the Sangha. May you all be liberated from suffering. So, Namo Tani.
Sadhu. Thank you so much, Ponte, for your meaningful message to our Dhamma friends. And indeed, I still see questions from audience, but the question we have discussed during the show already, like whether the monk as, persuade people to celebrate Katen, is it a correct way or not? So I interact our Dhamma friend who missed our talk show and the answer to this question during the show earlier. Please follow our record later on. And also thanks so much to all the Dhamma friends who joined and leave the message. My apology that I could not read all, but I try to look at the question, and I hope that we have to address your question. And still, we cross-page with other Ponte Facebook, so I may miss the question that have been posted through that page. So our apology. But again, like our Dhamma discussion is conducting in English. So I hope our audience who still comment that we should speak in Khmer. I really encourage you to follow our talk show last week, because we indeed have organized the same topic in Khmer, because our Dāna talk show is conducted in both Khmer and English, and we appreciate the comment, because it really meaning that they value our talk show that would benefit both the Cambodian and people across the globe. So before we end the show, I would like to thank as well. Indeed, tonight we should have our moderator, brother Namchuni, but suddenly he was not well, and he sent his apology, and we wish him all the best. And I would like to share the merit from this Dhamma Sandhana with all living being in whole universe. May all be happy and peaceful. Once again, thank you so much to our honorable speakers. We have Ponte Master TV, Ponte Master Kaspa, and also Ponte Master Ha Sing Hai. He left early because of the internet speed. So we would like to send him a sincere thanks for joining us tonight. Finally, I would like to express our thanks to all Dhammika Live team, the founder, director, advisors, members, especially our admin and technical team for providing such a wonderful technical support so that our program can be possible. Last but not least, thank you everyone for joining and following our live show as always. As our ritual, we always have a metta bhavana before we end. So I would like to invite our Dhamma friend to join us a moment practicing metta bhavana, loving kindness meditation that will be instructed by Ponte Kassapa on camera. Thank you and goodbye. Our metta meditation begins. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Let us practice loving friendliness meditation for oneself. Self-loving friendliness meditation is the first section of metta meditation. Self-loving friendliness meditation is designed to direct you to happily take care of yourself, to honestly forgive yourself, to truly accept yourself without conditions. Before starting, please find a very comfortable posture. Close your eyes. Relax your head, your shoulders, your arms, and your entire body. Please slowly take a very deep breath 3 times. When it is done, let your breath flow as naturally as it does. Observe your breath without judgment, reactions, and criticism. Just merely observe it as the way it is while you are listening to my Pali Metta chanting. Ah Ahang avero Now, please create a very tender smile on your face. Visualize your happy and smiling face. You are very happy person with smiling face. Please keep smiling with honest heart, because you are going to bless yourself. Please be aware of the phrases which I am going to recite, and let yourself honestly feel the real meanings of the phrases. May I be well and happy. May I be free from hatred. May I be free from ill will. May I be free from anger. May I be free from physical and mental sufferings. May I take care of myself happily. May I take care of myself happily. May I take care of myself happily. Now, take your right hand and place it on your chest, and you can mentally repeat after me. In this home, we are family. We live under the same shelter, so we must be kind to each other, be compassionate to each other, be friendly to each other, help each other, respect one another, be happy every day, keep smiling with honest heart, be grateful, be positive, forgive even when it's really hard. Before open your eyes, Please take again a very deep breath 3 times. Thank you. May you be well and happy.